Well, hello. Today is the day after Thanksgiving, 2019, November 29th to be exact. It's approximately 11:18 in the morning. I'm sitting here at my desk on a beautiful sunny day, a little chilly outside, with a cute little dog to my left looking out the window. This is about our trip we just got back from. We were gone about 3 to 4 weeks. We returned about a month ago. We're driving in a 1996 Fleetwood Pace Arrow. And 3 years ago we made this same trip and we had nothing but repairs to do along the way. We spent probably half of our time in repair shops or in their driveway or on the streets out front while they repaired. That was our maiden voyage and we didn't know what to expect, but since then we've had 2 trips that were actually flawless. I know that sounds hard to believe with something that's this old, but we've done a lot of repairs and upgrades and the thing runs like new. It's a wonderful machine. On this trip is London, myself, and Maddie and Izzy, our friend's dog that we take care of quite a bit. Weather, as you see right now, is very nice. And yes, I know you've noticed that there's still covers on my windshield wipers. Just an oversight, but as you can see with the weather, I didn't need them anyway. We probably stopped at Walmart about 6 times, maybe more, on our trip to replenish our supplies. We never boondocked there. Got back on the road after an hour at least each time, as the dogs and I waited in the parking lot for Linda to get supplies and more toys and trinkets for the inside of the RV. This is one of our first stops. The RV park. We're still in eastern Nevada at this point. A little windy, as you can tell. Sky is still clear. Not really cold yet. We don't do the traditional make reservations. We just wing it and hope for the best. This time of year when we go, which is the month of October basically, hopefully it's season ending and people are back in school and back in work and summer vacation has ended, and we just take the chance that they've got spaces everywhere we go. We got lucky, as we did before, and they did have spaces everywhere. This is our first one, like I say, in eastern Nevada. Dogs love this place. Lots of grass, trees, and a little babbling brook along the perimeter here. And the little growth you see on Izzy's right hind quarter is a little fatty tissue. And this is not our dog. It's the owner elected to let it go because the dog is so aged that she might not come out of anesthesia if they remove it. Sad to see, but it's totally understandable. I wouldn't, I don't know if I'd take the chance either, but according to the vet, it's not painful. It just looks odd. We stayed at this place for 2 days since it was so nice. Talked to the owner. He'd recently bought it a year ago, and he was more than happy to share his experience with buying an RV park for the first time. He's retired, and him and his wife bought this after visiting there on their RV life. For 16 years they were on the road, and they came across this place and said jokingly at one point, "It'd be nice to own this place," and 2 years later they ended up buying it. Very picturesque units. And like I said, grass and trees in this Battling Brook. It's one of the better parks that I've seen, especially for the price. Back on the road, as you can see, the weather changed for the worse for us. So in the past years we've done this, we had not only good luck except for the first year with the weather, but it's been in the 70s, clear skies and all that. Not so much this trip. As you can see now, after the rain, we got to our South Dakota reservation, well, not reservation, but RV park, South Dakota. And the night we got there, it did this. It was clear when we got there, and overnight we woke up to this snow-covered area. And yes, it was very cold. We went from, probably dropped 40 degrees from the night before. And again, it's off season typically, but there were still people out dealing with this, and we waited a couple days in this because we didn't obviously want to go see Mount Rushmore in this kind of weather. And we got very fortunate. After the second day, it cleared up and it was clear blue skies, and we went on a professional tour. They took us, and it was much better than taking our rig or renting a car. There's our rig out there by itself on to the right with a couple of neighbors. It's probably about 27 degrees right here, if I remember right. That's something we're used to being in California all of our lives. And then moving right along down the road, we stopped into one of the places we've stopped in before, but it was still cold, and Linda's putting on Maddie's outfit to keep her warm and cozy. We're waiting here for the propane guy to come. We're on our way out. We want to fill up our propane tanks because of the cold. We were using up some propane to heat us. Yeah, we should have used the electric heaters that we have, the portable ones. We're not going on propane. Lesson learned. This here is a warehouse on my nephew and niece's property in Tennessee. Very large. He's got a trucking company, and you can see that it's big enough to put our rig and a few semi-trucks inside this thing. So we were pretty well protected the days that we stayed here. And I think we stayed here like 4 days, maybe 5. And it drizzly rained one day. Other than that, it was fine weather, clear skies, not cold. So we stayed indoors. We boondocked indoors. We were hooked up to his power. Obviously didn't have any kind of sewer hookup, but we had water and power, which is fine. This is a little exercise they do every day. They own, like I say, a ranch, and they've got quite a few cattle. And this is Jeff and Denise here opening up good quality bread that they're donated to feed their cows. Their cows think this stuff's candy. You'll see here in a second what I mean. This is Denise driving this little gator with a whole bed full of bread. This is their 2,000-pound bull. His name is King. I believe he's 5 years old. This is his, there's a bed for him. He gets his own supply over here by himself. This is his buddy, the horse. I forget the horse's name. But they share an area fenced in away from the main cows. And then driving away on this side are the cows waiting for their share of bread. And I've never experienced this before. When we were there years before, we tried to feed them grain or bread, and they wouldn't even come near us. And now they think it's Christmas. As you'll see when we go through here, they start running at us, and they're excited to see Denise and her bounty of bread. Here they come. She drives quickly just to stay ahead of them and dumps the bread gradually. And you'll see they're excited to see her, and when the bread starts going, they start eating that and keep continuing until all the bread's out of the hopper. Now, except for this little exercise, these cows more or less just walk around and eat and sleep and don't move much, but during this you can see how active they are. There's the bread being dumped. This ranch is about 49, maybe 50 acres. It's in a town called Lewisburg, Tennessee. Well, there's about, I don't know, mid to high 60s on this particular day. We leave here and we go to my other cousin. Well, this is my nephew, but this is my cousin's house coming up. This is over near Dyersburg, Tennessee. We made the mistake of looking at this house up at the top. We thought it was hers, but we'd never been there. But to find out, that house was owned by Connie, who was our cousin, but it was a rental. Her house is at the end of this road, as you can see coming up. It's a little bit different than the rental property we walked up to. Got 110 acres here. They have prize horses that they win contests and medals and trophies for. This is their own private lake, full of fish, by the way. I was kind of surprised to see the size of this house. I was waiting for Clark Gable to come walking up the street. Looks like something kind of Gone with the Wind. 6,000 square feet approximately, and 2 people live here. As you can see, the weather's beautiful. The blue skies, it's probably high 60s, maybe touching 70 degrees. No wind. See the flags being still in the background. Beautiful property, beautiful house. And this is the site of the surprise birthday party for my sister and the family reunion that we're about to have. That's Jeff. That's the ranch that we just left. This is Connie. This is her home. All the property you see here is all theirs. That's their rental property and sheds up front. There was probably maybe 30 to 40 relatives and friends that showed up on this day for the reunion and my sister's birthday. Ate way too much food. Southern cooking is kind of addicting. You don't want to come here if you're on a diet. This is the shot from coming off the porch out of the front door. This is one of their 2 dogs. Obviously going to the front door. Keep in mind, this is a house with only 2 occupants. You can only imagine what this property and house would be worth in the state of California. They just remodeled, and that was one of the things that they added on was that bay window and the jacuzzi tub and stuff. There's a few other additions that were recently completed. Anything you want.
Where are you? Why didn't you and Denise come? We have eaten so much. Look, I gained like 40 pounds today.
Look, that's what she ate.
Seriously, look. We miss y'all and hope to see you soon.
Do you want to take some?
Love you. Love you both.
Okay, now remember,
What do you want me to say?
I want you to tell the truth about who got that horse stuck in the trestle.
Well-
was it Mickey or was it me?
I tell you the truth, I think it was either Ralph Vernon or me.
It was Mickey. I'm telling you, I was the messenger.
Oh, okay. It was Mickey, according to Ralph Vernon.
That ain't right.